Hello everyone and welcome to another set Dissects. Today's hype because we're watching my good friend Wisper from Heroic. New season for him and new role. He switched from offlane to midlane and we're gonna watch together, dissect together his absolute first game of the season. So let's jump straight into it. Here we go. Wisper QoP. He's playing QoP mid and he's gonna face Squadix on the Storm from 1-win. This is again the first game of the season, first adaptation to his new role. And he's gonna get welcome with a Chen and the summon convert to mana burn him in the middle lane. I'm not the biggest expert in like pure matchups, but obviously I think this is a QoP. I know a bunch obviously, but this is a QoP favorite matchup, QoP versus Storm. So he is expected to maybe not crush the lane, but to have the upper hand. I've seen very different builds in this matchup. Sometimes they go for the Stream of Pain level 1, sometimes Shadow Strike. He himself went for the Scream of Pain. It's a big change, obviously. It's a big change of the matchup. The fact that the Satyr convert is mana burning him. As you can see, he's already out of mana, even though he's 200 gold away from the bottle. And you could argue he did not expect it since he bought the magic stick. A little bit dangerous, but he's doing a great job at lasting denying, even without using mana, as you can see. His 6 and 3. The creep is now dead. Bottle is secured in one creep, which will make his lane good. I don't want to focus too much on laning. I want to mostly focus on how he does as a mid laner. And because obviously Wisper is a good laner, lasted denying, spellcasting, all of that, something he's familiar with. I think the harder adaptation is gonna come from rotations, timings, you name it. He gets a big help from Schofield, absolutely massive kill. No, because not only does it, gives a kill and secures a lot of creeps for the QoP, it's also gonna secure the water rune for him, which comes in handy as he just caught the bottle. Oh, wait a minute, they're gonna kill him a second time. What a mistake by the Storm. Okay, Storm is basically done. This is some crazy impact by the Tusk. Storm has to walk all the way back to base, already bought a smoke for himself. So yeah, Wisper is basically laning versus nobody, which helps when you're a new mid laner. Saving one skill point. The reason why he's doing that is because he will only skill Blink if he needs to, and he might also skill a second point in this if he, for instance, would get a kill on the Storm thanks to it. Actually, did not talk about his facet. We can talk about it quickly. He went for Bondage, so Queen of Pain returns spell damage back to enemies. Pretty classic, I would say. Spell Life Seal applies to basically everything. Synergizes really well with the innate, as you can see. This hero is a lot about spell Life Seal now. That's how it works. Also why people buy Blade Mail. You become very tanky. It becomes very deceptive for enemies, knowing whether or not you're going to die as QoP. They're helping the Storm a lot because Schofield is just bullying him immensely. And that's yet another kill. And I mean, it's pretty cool to see the synergy between Wisper and Schofield because they've been laning together for so long as +3 and +4. And now they're kind of building that synergy towards the middle lane on top of it. So this might be yet... So I really like this build from Wisper. Very aggressive. He's doing that because of the ward behind. That's why he feels confident. Obviously, Storm is level 3, guys. When QoP is almost level 6. This is like some next level destruction. I was gonna say I like this build because he invested only 2 points in this Shadow Strike to dominate the Storm. And now he's like transitioning into the more team fighty and scaling because you can farm more effectively build through maxing Scream of Pain and Blink, obviously. I was gonna say this is a bar rune, but he's just so fat that it feels like it's minute 6, but it's actually only minute 4. He's 4-0. Can start looking at the net worth a little bit. Unreal difference that early in the game. Storm obviously cannot lane, so he plays the ward for himself and he's just gonna get AFK jungle. Obviously they read this is the only place because like from Wisper's perspective, where could Storm be? Obviously he's gonna be in these camps. Like there's no way he goes to the triangle that early. He's not gonna go there, it's too far. Like mid laners now, if they're not laning, they're farming either these camps for Radiant or these camps for Dire. It's always the case. If you look at it, like Schofield, I'm gonna go back in time just to show you. Like they don't have vision, right? But they just guess that he's here. Like that's the only place he can be on the map. They use a scan to make sure and not waste time. Wisper connects. He's level 6. Doesn't even need to use it. We leave the kill to Whisperito. 5-0 QoP. Chilling. This moment is very important for mid laners because obviously the wisdom rune is going to come and it's very common now for mid laners to like contest the wisdom or to defend their own wisdom. So it's interesting. That's also why he's pushing the wave because you could wonder like why is Wisper pushing the lane when he's destroying Storm so much, because now Storm is actually gonna collect this wave on their tower. But Wisper is prioritizing now the wisdom objective, which makes a lot of sense. And he is so obsessed with it that he even blinks towards it, as you can see. So it's a very good move. He even run into vision. He doesn't care. He kind of knows that they know, because all of a sudden he's missing from mid. They decide that they cannot fight it. And I'm just going to digress a little bit from Wisper. Look at the position 4 decision. He's like, let's fight their wisdom instead. Because they don't want to give up 2, and they see that QoP is there. But QoP did not TP. And that is the big difference. If you're a mid laner, had QoP TP'd, he would have had no way to defend his own. So, but since he runs so early, it's in 13 seconds, he will be ready to fight it. And then he can assess whether he can fight this one or TP for the other. And in this case, obviously, as soon as they see Hoodwink top, they realize that they gave it up. And it's only a level 4 Slardar that will defend it, which is very easy to deal with. Like, Juggernaut and Bane alone can deal with the Slardar. And the Storm is in no way the Storm leaves the mid lane right now. This is the first wave he's gotten in 7 minutes. So I can already tell you that, even though I haven't seen it, like Wisper will TP and defend his own wisdom, most likely. At least he has the freedom to do so. They come here, they haven't seen the Hoodwink yet. They will see that the Chen is playing very aggressively. Wisper instantly TPs, as you can see here, with the wisdom and DD on. Big fight happening. Massive Sonic Wave. 1 kill. Manning up. He's way too strong. So he didn't get the... He gets the Medusa kill. And they trade wisdom. This guy has no TP, which they should know. Found him. Triple kill. Absolute perfection. He's going Kaya, which I like. I think it's a very common farm heavy build. Infinite mana, you farm non-stop. You're also obviously much stronger because of the spell amp. It's been nerfed a decent amount, to be honest, but I think it's still like a very strong item. You know, it still gives 10% spell amp. But I think the nicest part is probably the regen, the mana regen amp. Basically means that you're gonna be able to farm at a really high pace, on top of getting damage, of course. So this is like the dream game, right? For any mid player. 8-0, you got the tower, you crush your lane. So let's see how much Wisper is ready to push his advantage, basically. He's playing very aggressively with the regen. Look at him. He knows his limits. Always pushes in the wave. So the reason why he's pushing the wave so aggressively is because, as you can see, now he gets full control over the runes, because enemies are going to be busy to show on the wave. And if they don't show, then what are they doing? You know, they're smoked somewhere. So that is the first reason. So basically, like mid laner gameplay, after you take the enemy mid tower, unless you're doing something else, if it's the status quo on the map and you're unsure what to do, this is a great way to deal with it. It's like you push in the wave and fight for it if you have to, and then you get the rune, and whether, depending on the rune you get and which side you got the rune, you can decide if you want to attack side lanes or just revert back to farming. Checks the bottom rune, gets the top one, and as I said, now he looks at top. He sees, okay, my Night Stalker has a Helm of Dom. C-Trip is coming. Amazing timing to gank. Because it means that the gank on the top will transition into taking the tower. They see the Tusk. They have the Chen, sorry, they have a nice ward behind. Wisper is there. Doesn't activate the rune because he doesn't need to. Kills the Chen. TP's back to defend mid. Oh. Lol. No, fuck. He didn't pay attention. I didn't pay attention either. All this farm is lost. It's fine. He's going Kaya Sange. Basically the same reasons for why you would go Kaya. Just so that you understand why you complete the Kaya Sange. So 10% spell amp, 40% mana regen amp. And when you complete it, you have 12% spell amp, 50% mana regen amp, as well as all the buffs you're getting. So like, it not only does it improve you get the Sange, but you also improve the Kaya. Same gameplay. 20 seconds to the rune, push in the wave, check the rune, get a haste, and play accordingly. Yet another kill. He's now 10-0, ladies and gentlemen. Big fight. 5 heroes, even Dusa is here, playing off the limits. getting the fuck out. And again, by the way, same gameplay, push in the wave, minute 14, check the rune, because you're leading and that's what you do, macro-wise. He wants to make sure he shuts down the storm even when Night Stalker is not there, so it's pretty smart. Rune is up, what does he get this time? Illusion. Push the mid wave, and attack. Classic gameplay. Smoke to get there even faster. He finds the Chen. So, I mean, I don't want to say it's an easy game for him, but he made it easy for himself. But this is a game that's where he's like really dominating. He's way ahead in gold and experience. But his macro and his activeness is... You can already tell the kind of mid player he's going to be. Like, he's extremely aggressive. He overplayed his hand for sure. And the mistake here was the illusion rune. So he goes... He dodges this, which results for him to die, honestly, because this is when he would have needed the illusion rune. Ends up dying. Bane is a little bit late, so he cannot sleeping, so that's a big blunder. Gave almost 2k gold to the Slardar. Luckily, he will be back in time for the rune. Also, it's a very greedy build, this one. Like, very aggressive. Because he's not tanky whatsoever. Goes back to the mid lane. Pushes in the lane, as we talked about. Pretty standard. Minute 16. Arcane. This one is amazing. And, again, push in mid lane. Attack sides. Very classic gameplay. Sees the storm. That is the beauty of it. As we talked about, he's able to fuck the storm without Night Stalker being close. And now they're making 2 moves at a time. They're killing them top and killing them mid. Arcane rune QoP, so extremely scary. And on level 13, I wonder what he kills. Some people would go for the talent over the... Okay, he go for the Shadow Strike. Fair enough. They just never stop on diving. Okay. So this is like very aggressive. Overly aggressive, I would say. Slardar is kind of dying, but they're tanking the glyph. Medusa finds a really clutch angle and he feeds the kill to the Medusa. Definitely not something he's happy with and quite unnecessary, I would say. But it's Wisper. He's a very, very aggressive player and I think he's going to be a very explosive kind of mid laner, TOPSON style, most likely. Defensive or passive style of mid. So it's going to be exciting to watch him play, by the way. Like if you like action-packed Dota, I think watching this guy play is going to be great because he's very, very talented and very skilled and extremely aggressive, maybe sometimes overly aggressive, I would say. Kaya Sanch is completed. Dusa is poking at the tower. They will not let that happen. They're way too far ahead. Nice use of the ulti. Instantly gates. I don't think he's hit a single neutral camp. He's pushing waves and attacking enemy heroes almost non-stop. He has to watch out now because Slardar has a blink. So enemies are getting ways to deal with them. Yeah, there it is. Very nice reaction from his team. Orchid working wonders. Easy. Orchid has paid off big time. And what I like also about this Orchid, when you think about it, is that when Night Stalker clicks ulti, it becomes really easy for him to play the fight. Because he sees Slardar, he sees Storm, so it's easy for him to not get jumped, and he can then get really clutch Orchids, targets, because he has full vision from his Night Stalker. So I like the additional, targeted spell from the item, because he's playing with Night Stalker. It's nice. Tormentor is up, so he's looking to go Shiva's next, which makes a lot of sense against their heroes. You get extra armor versus Slardar, you get anti-heal versus Chen, and honestly both like Slardar, Chen creeps, Storm and Medusa rely on attacks, so the attack speed slow from the Shivas is going to be great. So I love the item choice. Gets the plate mail first. Ensures survivability. Almost solo killed the Storm. That was just to show you how close that was. That was very lucky by the Storm. He kind of deserves to die here. Yeah, like 29. What was it? 29 HP. Signet almost did the job. They took the Tormentor. They could play for Roshan if they want to. Yep, there we go. Do you give it to QoP? or to Jugger. Jugger takes it. Push mid lane into Rune. We know the drill by now. He's very close to the Tusk always. So I like how... I don't know if it comes from him or from the supports, but they're playing together, which is very good discipline. Instantly gates. They have Aegis. They have nighttime. They're strong. They want to go for objectives or find kills. Connects with his team. They smoke. He has shield rune, so he's super strong. And they see them on their wards. Nice catch. Double kill. He took the... Okay. Goes to kill the Chen creeps. Don't let them cut waves. It's nice. Shiva's is almost ready. 200 gold. After this wave, basically. First neutral camp. Wow. Again, I'm not blaming. Quite the opposite. I love to see that. The activeness, the pressure, the aggression. Don't hit neutral camps when you don't need to. One of the golden rule of high level Dota. Yeah, now with Shiva's he's not unkillable. He can die, but he's very hard to kill. What does he go next? He has BKB and Hex queued up, pretty standard. I wonder if he is going to consider buying the shard. I think a lot of players would. We can talk a little bit about the talents, like +7 strength, I think is very standard. And then the damage is also very standard. I think this is like pretty much what almost everybody goes for. So nothing really new under the sun. Push the mid wave into Rune. It's been the story of the game so far. DD bottom. AD. He gets it again. And they smoke after the mid wave has been pushed in. Because when you push the mid wave, you get info from your enemies, which allow for your smoke to be, you know, more impactful, basically. And they see the Chen, they chase him down. QoP gets... He's 14 and 2 now, by the way. Going for objectives together. Obviously, his Jugger had the game of his life because QoP has been making so much pace this game. The Jugger has been quietly farming the entire... Like, Jugger has 400 CS, so... Look. Jugger is just chilling. But, you know, it has a lot to do with what QoP is doing, right? He's going BKB. I have a feeling he won't, but maybe he will. Let's see. They go high. Very hard for Dire to fight into them. Let's see how they approach it. Jug has the Healing Ward talent, which is a big signal to go high, by the way, because it makes it really hard to fight into him. He did complete the BKB, so not taking any chance. I mean, it's a good BKB game, of course. You know, you have Slaughter Amp, you have the Chain Stun. Like, you can get killed by the Slaughter, even though you have a lot of armor, so... It's also a way to be very aggressive and jump onto the enemy. They have a decent amount of stuns. Like between Slaughter, Hoodwink, and Storm, it's not to be underrated. Rune control, so very obsessed with runes, which is a good sign because I think that's usually like pattern of mid players. I think when you play other roles, you tend to disrespect the impact of runes. So you can tell this guy has experience already on the role. I think most likely they will wait for the second rush before they try to end the game. So I'm going to speed up a little bit the sequence. I think the game is going to slow down, as you can see. And both teams are going to get ready for the Roche fight. They're smoking. Wisper senses it. He's also smoked, so there's going to be a big fight happening. Jugger starts on Medusa. Does nothing. Wisper's going in. That's why he bought BKB. You see how aggressive he is? Clicks a bunch of spells on Medusa. Doesn't do as much, honestly. But it's a way to protect his supports, basically, to do that. Because then Tusk and Bane are free to fight however they want. So I like that approach. Second smoke clicked by Dire. Let's watch Wisper's perspective. How is he gonna play this one out? They know something is happening for sure, because look at the enemy base. Like, all the creeps are there and nobody's addressing it. So you must know that Dire is fighting it. Shiva's, and he's gonna go in. Boom. Reveals every hero. Cancel Slaughter Blink. So that's super nice. They try to go on the QoP, and that's why he bought BKB. So the fact that he is blinking in that aggressively, and again, I'm like, maybe he won't buy BKB because I'm thinking, you know, like they have Stone Gaze, they don't have so much. It's not that scary of a game, you know. It's not a game where you watch this, you're like, oh, I need a BKB or I cannot play the game. But if you have the mindset of like being overly aggressive in the fight, and I think honestly, it has something to do with him being a former offlane player. So he understands what Slaughter wants to do, and he's just ruining him, basically, by doing what he just did. Look at Slaughter. Like, Slaughter's fight is completely ruined by Wisper. Like, look at this. He stands here on the hill, and Slaughter is really important to the fight. But before he can do anything, he gets jumped by a random QoP. And then he just cannot blink. And by the time he wants to go in, he's cancelled again. And now he's just getting omnistashed. So Slaughter has spent the entire fight running away. And Slaughter is dead. Meanwhile, Wisper has fucked the entire backline. Medusa is alone now. And Slaughter comes back to the fight, but his Medusa is dead. Lol. Die back. Lol. Easy game. I'm speeding up because I don't think there's much that Dire can do right now. They're taking some buybacks. What do we go next? We go Rosh. He's going Hex next. Amazing item. Prevents Dusa from getting the Storm Gaze off. Obviously good versus Storm for reasons I don't need to explain. Always very diligent with the rune control. We're gonna watch the last fight, which is happening now most likely. They smoke. They follow the wave that's pushing in. Actually, they even go ahead of it. Pretty cool. It's hard to read this. They're very early. What are they doing? They're going so deep. What? What is this? What the hell is this? Imagine if you're Dire. Like, if you're Dire, do you think there's 5 heroes here? Dire's like chilling in their base, waiting for the creep wave to come, but little do they know, the entire heroic team is here. This is hilarious, actually. Surprise! And QoP blinks in very aggressively, as you can see. Slaughter cannot play the game. Had a refresher. Actually bought a refresher over the Hex. Yeah, they can't do anything. He's gonna die, but he trades his life with the entire enemy team, so who cares? Yeah, 18, 3, and 11. So he's been in 29 kills over 36, knowing that there's been kills on the side lanes. So they were kills that he physically could not be involved in. But I think every single kill that happened in the mid game, he was part of. So extremely active, extremely aggressive, very strong laning presence. So, you know, I think promising stuff from Wisper on the mid lane. Yeah, very promising. That was it for the set dissect on Wisper mid. There's more to come. I hope you enjoyed it and, you know, learn a couple things. Good stuff from Wisper. Looking forward for more. Bye bye.